You got the license, maybe you've even been deployed, but you're still asking, am I doing this right? Welcome back. This is part 2 of my conversation with Nat. In part 1, we talked about the struggle of feeling alone in your adjusting journey, and now we're diving deep into her solution, Adjuster Hour, a real-time, real community platform that gives adjusters the mentorship, support, and clarity that they've been missing. If you're ready to stop second guessing and start growing with confidence, let's jump back in, starting now.
With a career like this, the people who are actually in it for the property adjusting, they can't quit. They don't want to quit. They get a taste of it and they want to keep going and going. And that's how it was for me. As soon as I had a taste of it, I didn't want to give it up.
Yeah, so talk about that. So, you know, when you're talking about the taste of it, I know what you're talking about, but kind of explain to people, like, but beyond just the money, like, what is it? Because it kind of gets in your blood. And what is it about it that makes you like, and it's not for everybody, but, and I don't think it lights everybody up the same way. But for those of us who like dive in head first, what are those things that kind of light you up about it?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, what immediately comes to mind is, I don't want to say a hero. You're not a hero, but you're coming in and you have this feeling of, okay, you know, there's action here. We're coming into the storm. We're coming into the fire loss. It's like, okay, there's action. They need us. We need to come save this person. And it's like a little hero complex. This is the first time I'm kind of saying it, and I guess it's now coming to mind. You have that little bit of hero complex, and when you come in and you're prepared and you know what to do and you're talking to this person, you know, being in Southern Louisiana, I don't just walk into people's houses and go, okay, I'm here to do your claim. I walk into your house and I'm like, I'm Natalie. I'm from right down the road. You know, where are you from? Did you grow up here? You know, what do you do? I'm asking them about them, and I love meeting. I love that. I love that interaction. I love that connection with people. You'd be surprised once you start talking to these people. They love to talk about themselves. Everyone loves to talk about themselves, including me, right? In this interaction right now. So
people love to hear their own name.
Yes. So when you find out about them, you know, you make these connections. Some last a lifetime. It doesn't have to be so transactional. You know, I have insureds. They're not supposed to, but one of them sent me some homemade bracelet a couple, you know, weeks after their claim. Whenever they sent me, you're not supposed to do that. I know.
Yeah.
But it was an old lady. She was in her older lady in her 70s. She hand makes bracelets. She sent me one and sent me a little sweet note. You know, stuff like that. That lasts with you. I still have her bracelet she made me. You know, I have a little safe that I keep my little stuff in. But that right there, coming in and when in the time of need, really sticks with me, especially during a fire, during a major loss. That's so intimate and personal. You know, that sticks with you.
For sure. Yeah, it's especially the more prepared, the more experience you have. And again, like I was saying just a minute ago, the more you can anticipate interactions, because you're building up reps, and you're again, it gets repetitive in a way, but the people change, the claim changes, but the sort of like what they're going through doesn't. And it doesn't matter if it's like tree on the fence in the backyard, small claim, water spot on the ceiling, or the house is gone. And you walk in with the open checkbook, and especially if you have the attitude of what can I do? How am I going to be able to help this person the most? And I think that's something that kind of goes against the conventional wisdom about insurance. You know, insurance companies are out to save money on your claim, but it's only in that they want to write it for what it is, no more, no less, right? Not like it's supposed to be this, but we're going to pay you this with less, right? You've got a little bit extra power in the interaction, because you're showing up again with, especially, you know, in situations where stuff and it's not very often, like where it's denied, you can't pay for it. Almost everything else is, you know, is covered usually. And, you know, you look at the loss report, you talk to the homeowner beforehand, you start that rapport, you know, on the first phone call. And then you get out to the house, you know it's covered, so you're not going to have, maybe part of it's not covered, but the rest of it is, whatever. And you're like, all right, I'm going to make do my best work on this one. It's going to be, when the homeowner holds up the contractor's estimate and my estimate, they're going to be like within $5 of each other. And it's going to be, and so you're trying to like, and you know that they have questions and they don't understand what's going to happen next. And you're helping to set expectations. And I started doing this in like the late 90s and I still get like, it's like goosebumps about it because it's you're helping people out. It's the bottom line, it's the TLDR, that whole thing. It is very, very rewarding. And that's the thing I think that really gets into people's blood. And the better you are at that and the more you kind of bring your passion to it, I think that it shows up in your work. It shows up in your cycle time. It shows up in how you interact with contractors and managers and everybody else. And it translates into more work and it builds your career, right? So you start to get more responsibilities, you get more claims, So after you were in the field, what did were you managing at a certain point?
Yeah, I transitioned to management, which was great. I love watching field adjusters succeed. That is the whole point of the adjuster hour, is seeing you succeed and seeing when an adjuster puts two and two together, they're at a claim, you're at a claim, you do the inspection, maybe it's a complicated water loss. Maybe you don't know where the origin is or something's complicated about the claim. They come back to the office and they're looking through the policy and they're like, something is up with this claim. I know there's something, you get the little spidey sense that something's not right. And when it clicks and when you see it in their face, it finally clicks with the policy language. They know why it's covered or they know why it's not covered. And that click is what I get hungry for, is the click. Yeah. And so
I've seen it. Yeah.
Right? Isn't it amazing? So
it is.
I just love that so much. And I want to keep seeing that in other adjusters where it finally clicks in their mind. They're like, okay, I know what this is. I know what I'm doing. And that is the adjuster hour. We need to have that training, that one-on-one time to change the industry back to how it used to be. That's my philosophy, at least.
Let's talk a little bit about adjuster hour and what are your thoughts and plans with that? Like, are you going to start doing it again or like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. So right now I have it twice a month where I have a guest speaker, and I had Josh Cruz with Vector Risk, Stephen Badger with Dell Law Firm, Adjuster Pros, Mobile Estimator came on, Julian. And next week I have an Australian. I have an Australian with a QBE insurance, and she's coming on live, and we're going to just pick her brain about adjusting in Australia. And it's fun. But for now, we're doing the guest speaker twice a month, which mirrors our agenda. We had a guest speaker on about twice a month when I was at Minuteman. So trainings, we'll do some mini trainings. We're going to integrate into Adjuster Hour. We're going to have that help, that community. Now, granted, I don't know everyone's guidelines in the industry. I don't know what carrier wants, X, Y, and Z done, ABC done. I don't know that, but I know how to adjust a claim. I know the ISO policy language. I know how to read an endorsement and tell you, okay, how does this apply? So with that knowledge, I'm hoping to integrate that and kind of recapture Adjuster Hour, the traditional or the OG Adjuster Hour that I like to refer to. And so I'm excited to see how much time and energy, because as you know, it's a lot of work. What can I do with it to reach my goal, my vision of helping the industry? Because that's what I'm trying to do. I feel like you're trying to do that as well, with what you're doing. Yeah. It's all helping the industry as a whole.
Yeah. So, and how do you promote that? I mean, is it just for people on the roster, or are you trying to build awareness and bring people in?
Yeah, build awareness and bring people in. It's for anyone that's in the property adjusting realm, anyone, anywhere that is either new or a veteran, because just because you're a veteran does not mean you know everything. We're always learning.
So true.
We're always evolving. I learn stuff every day. Every day I'm learning something new because I'm looking to learn something new. That's the difference. But yeah, it's open to anyone and everyone. And they can tune in on LinkedIn or YouTube. I restream on YouTube. A fun interview with with people who they may have seen on LinkedIn before and they've always just wanted to pick their brain. Well, now they can't. They're allowed to submit questions and ask questions during the live.
Nice. What's the name of your YouTube channel?
Oh, it's just Adjuster Hour.
That's
Nothing
Adjuster
fancy.
Hour?
Just Adjuster Hour.
That's cool.
Not fancy.
It doesn't have to be fancy. If, simple is usually better.
Yeah, and it's unedited. So you get
That's even better.
If you just want to listen in on a long ride to a claim, you can pull it up and you can just have at it for an hour.
Yeah. So right on. Well, I'll give you a subscribe. I just pulled it up. You just do a search.
Subscriber.
Well, how long ago did you start this?
Just
a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, and it's just me over here. I work 8:30 to 5. I have little to no time. I have 2 boys. They're 6 and 5.
Wow. It's amazing you're able to do this at all, because this takes a lot of...
I have a very supportive husband that allows me the grace to watch the kids so I can do this. But it's my passion, and I think there's something to this. I just haven't quite been able to. It's not just about monetizing it, because everyone loves money. There's always a financial aspiration to it. Yeah. However, with me, it's just getting out there and meeting new people. That's all I'm trying to do, is just expand on that philosophy of Adjuster Hour.
What else do you have going on? What else is there anything else that you...
I originally reached out to you to see if you could come to some of our conferences going on. We had LCA, which is Louisiana Claims Association, Louisiana Department of Insurance. They do a conference. And I was just reaching out to you to see if that's something you'd ever be interested in. Is the show, come to one of these conferences. I think it would bring in field adjusters. That's what we're lacking. We're lacking field adjuster participation with these events. I'm on the board for LCA, and I'm actually president of the Baton Rouge Claims Association. It sounds
nice.
Super cool. Yeah, it's very small, like extremely small. But if we could, it's just an idea. If you ever were in our backyard in Louisiana, if we could just collaborate somehow and get field adjusters wanting to network and be present in these events or in the industry, because they don't show up. My philosophy is, if you want to get ahead, show up to these events. Yeah. Network. You can't tell me you sent 500 resumes and no one's calling you back and then pout about it.
Right.
So you have to show up. So that's what I was hoping. It was a long shot. But if you're ever in Louisiana and you want to collaborate, or if you want to come on Adjuster Hour one day, I'm sure the adjusters would love to pick your brain. Maybe do it on a wider scale where they can ask you the questions and put you in the hot seat. So
sure. So you said Thursday at 5:30 Central. Mm-hmm. Every other Thursday?
It's every other Thursday right now, but I'm kind of getting booked up where I might need to start doing every Thursday. Because it's just so much fun and I crave it. Every Thursday I'm like, okay, is it Adjuster Hour time? So I get people they're reaching out to me, and I've had to tell people I'm full. And then I look back and go, you know what? I think I could do it. I think I can do it every week. So we'll see.
Full, like for attendees or for guests?
For guests, people are asking me, hey, is it this, both ways? Is it this Thursday? Is it Adjuster Hour this Thursday? And I'm like, no, it's next Thursday. And they're like, oh man. And then the guest, they're reaching out to me saying, hey, I saw your Adjuster Hour. I want to be on it. And so we do a call, and I kind of see what they're about. And I'm like, you know what? Every person that wants to come on, this is new. It's not like this mind-blowing, invention that was just created, but people like it. And so I'm just learning as I go.
This is a great start. Mm-hmm. Building an audience, you've got to start with one. right? And
Start with one. Yeah.
If you can get one, you can get 10,000. Adjusting can feel like you're figuring it out one hard lesson at a time. But what Matt is building here at Adjuster Hour, it's changing that. This isn't just a channel, it's a space to get support, ask real questions, and see that you're not alone out there. If this conversation helped you feel even a little bit more confident in your journey, do yourself a favor and subscribe to Adjuster Hour with Nat and just keep showing up. Because the more you lean into this community, the more it gives back. Thank you so much for watching, and Nat will see you in the next Adjuster Hour.